Good afternoon. It is currently 16:26 Japan time, and uh, my name is Juan Rodriguez. And in this video, I will go over my vision, the standards and expectations with this I don't know what I'm gonna call it, fraternity, this group that I want to create. So, standards and expectations and my vision, and what would immediately disqualify anyone from what would unmotivate anyone to not join this group. So what is a polymath? First of all, the name of the group is going to be called High Performance Polymaths. And what is a polymath? A polymath is someone who is an expert and studies many subjects. They are obsessed with learning. It is kind of like an illness, not gonna lie, like a mental illness, but in a good way, yeah. So they're obsessed with learning. The subjects can range from philosophy, mathematics, technology, language, practical skills, social skills, anything. As long as it's an abstract concept that can be applicable to the outside world, it is, and it leads us to truth, then it's worth learning for the polymath. Polymath is someone who is familiar with ethics on how we ought to act. Polymath knows that in order to achieve virtue, we must go truth seeking every day and seek knowledge, true knowledge. Polymath is someone who has intellectual humility, someone who is not extreme with their beliefs and attitudes, who doesn't go on one extreme, on one side, one end of the spectrum, and then maybe a couple months later turn their head to the other side of the spectrum. No, they have intellectual humility. They are level-headed and are willing to listen, to come to an agreement, to find truth, but not to exert their position on anyone else. So if you want to be a polymath, you must not have this trait, personality trait, of its binary thinking of it's either yes or no, or it's either this belief or that belief. So now that I laid out what I want in people, what I want in a polymath, I want to go over the second part of the name of this group, which is high performance. High performance. So, high performance. What is a high performance person? High performance. This is a term that I've been hearing a lot on the internet. I've been hearing it a lot from people who are entrepreneurs, people who wanna. I've been hearing people who are like coaches, life coaches, and they have these high performance coaches, right? And basically, what a high performance coach does is they basically mentor people, and they tell them like what they have to do in order to be successful. And usually along the lines with high performance is it's feedback, and feedback is part of being a high performance person. You know, receiving feedback, and logging the time, and basically it's being accountable and responsible with your words, right? So being high performance is meaning it's a practical skill to get shit done, to get stuff done in life. A high performance person isn't afraid to work. They aren't here to mess around. High performance workers are willing to go the step above the regular person. Go the extra rep to get bigger. Go the extra 10 pounds to get stronger. Go the extra mile to get faster. go the extra textbook to get smarter. That is what a high performance person does. Spend that extra hour managing your time. Spend those 30 minutes in a day to relieve stress. Find a best way to optimize their lives. So a high performance person has these standards of excellence. Excellence, that's what I'm looking for. Excellence. So what am I getting to here? A high performance person and a polymath combined together. A person who excels at learning subjects. A person who gives it their all every day, 150%. A person who takes a risk now so they won't regret it later in life. That is a high performance person. Look, the reason why I think this is a good idea, the main motivation behind it is because I'm tired of people giving up and quitting on themselves. And it's mostly because they don't have a strong social support system. But if we find other people who are like-minded, who want the most out of life, people who are willing to say no, people who give it their 200% every day, who take the risks, who aren't scared to put in the time and work. When these people get together, we can get more stuff done. So that is the vision of the high performance polymath. So if you're not willing to put in the time and work every day, then don't even think about joining. Don't even think about getting in the group, or because we don't need people who aren't willing to take the challenge. People who don't have that hardiness of spirit. We don't need that. We need people who are virtuous. People who seek for excellence, who seek virtue, who practice virtue every day, who have great habits. People who burn out, that's who I don't need. Because you know what? We have each other. People who, if we have a group with like-minded, with similar minds, we'll just be much stronger together. And that is what I'm looking for in a high performance polymath. So I went ahead and spoke to a member, and basically this is how it's going to go. So I made a Discord channel, right? Discord channel is going to have a couple channels. So this is the current plan. So the first channel, so the main channel is going to be basically like a discussion board. If you guys ever done online college, discussion board where people post concepts that they learned, their most important or their most, their highlight of the day concept that made them, that were important to them for that day. This concept will be explained using the Feynman technique. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Feynman technique, search it up, but I will try to dumb it down. You can only dumb down the idea of how to dumb down a concept any lower, so I'm gonna try my hardest right now. So basically, the Feynman technique is when we take a concept that we learn, it can be anything, any abstract concept, any applicable skill, language, it can be symbols, whatever, and we explain it in a very easy way for anyone to understand, for your lay person. So you're basically explaining it like someone is 5. So this concept, we don't have to write a whole essay or anything. You can write a whole like a short paragraph, right? And the point of this is, let's say we're doing some philosophical thinking and we put out a concept. We put out a concept in the chat, and we explain it using the Feynman technique. And what do we do after that? In order to utilize or to actually ensure that we learn the concept, we must write about it so we can put down our thoughts about what we think about the concept. This is using metacognition, using critical thinking skills. So what I want is people to state the concept, explain it in their own way using the Feynman technique, and ask themselves open-ended questions, and write like a little opinion, or it can be anything. It could be an argument or against the concept, a position for it or against it, either way. So what I want is people to, these are the top open-ended questions that I found myself asking when learning new things. How does this connect? How does this concept connect with other concepts? What's the big picture? How can we apply this? Right. So, thinking of the open-ended questions will get you to actually will make you actually think about these concepts deeply, and have those abstract ideas embedded in your brain. Because when you write things down, you're not just using your brain, you're using your whole nervous system, due to using your fingers as well. So, and that's ultimately learning. It's, neurons making stronger connections. Right? So, another open-ended question is, what is true about this? What do we know for sure that is true about this? Okay? So, that's going to be like the main channel, right? And so the main channel is going to, so people may reply to that message posted on the main channel. It's going to be a public one. Or if they want to, they can, or they feel the concept is important, they may message the original poster of the comment directly and comment on what they posted. For example, I'd say that someone posted about how to learn the Feynman technique, and I go ahead and message the person directly. Hey, I think this Feynman technique is a great idea, but have you looked at this other way of learning called spacing learning, where you space all the learning that you do throughout the whole day, right? Or have you tried combining the spacing learning with the Feynman technique, or using the Pomodoro technique, when you basically take 25 minutes, you do 25 minutes of studying and you take 5 minutes off? Or what have you heard about this other tool that you can utilize to improve your studying skills, such as taking this exam that tells you if you're a visual or auditory or hands-on learner, right? So it can be anything. The whole point is, and if we're discussing philosophy, people will have strong beliefs sometimes, but the whole point is to try to listen, have intellectual humility to be open to other people's ideas, and try to come to an understanding, to come to the truth, right? So I want a lot of people that have empathy and who are understanding of other people, not people who criticize and judge fast. We need people who verify their own thoughts as well. So that's going to be the main channel. Also, the main channel, we may utilize videos as well, video lectures, and then you may apply the same open-ended questions as mentioned in the former, my former mentioned for the questions, open-ended questions for like explaining the concept using the Feynman technique. So instead of just doing the Feynman technique, just make the video and ask open-ended questions. So this can be from anything, But the whole point is, we need people who, if you're gonna post a video, we need people who are reliable sources in their respective fields, PhDs, people who are experts, people who are reliable, credible, and good sources. We don't need. They can be free thinkers as well. If anything, that's what I would love. People who are free thinkers, but we don't need people who are very biased. For example, using news media or like big news channels. That's not what I'm looking for. So that's gonna be the main channel. So I was discussing this with another member, and we were talking about how we're probably gonna separate each channel. So for example, this channel would have philosophy, mathematics, science, biology, chemistry, or specific fields like molecular biology, neurobiology, or topology when it comes to mathematics, algebraic geometry, or calculus, right? So, or even with languages, right? Linguistics, languages, every language. Although I don't think language would be kind of difficult. I would recommend someone who another application. Maybe like yeah, I would probably recommend an application for learning languages like Hello Talk or another group. I'm sure there's other Discord groups because I've been in them. The main focus on this is being high performance. The main thing is the main highlight is high performance, right? And that's being accountable for ourselves and hard on ourselves. And don't be if you're gonna be a crybaby and you don't wanna force yourself to do these things. Don't join. We don't need that. Okay, I understand it's not for everyone. Okay, we need people who have high expectations, who are willing to burn the midnight oil. Right, wake up early, sleep late. We need those type of people in this world, and that's what we need to get together to excel. So maybe in those respective fields we could post resources for people to learn, to find resources, post resources that they can utilize for those respective fields. So maybe I can put that out there, or we can have other people help someone else out learning those concepts whenever they want. Jump on a channel and help them out, or find people with similar interests there. Okay, so that's gonna be like those channel. I'm still thinking about that part, but the main thing is being high performance, and I think this is gonna be the most important channel, and that's the channel where we're hold ourselves accountable for each other and responsible. And seeing this is going to be people who are high performance learners. I want people who I don't know how we're gonna do this, but we gotta find a way to. I did speak to a member, and he showed me an Excel spreadsheet that we can utilize in order to actually quantify or log in the time, that time that we put in for whatever we did that day. So that's gonna be the main channel, and I don't know how. I know we're all different time zones, right? So I'm still thinking about how we're gonna do this, but there's still other logistics that I haven't figured out, but right now I think that the main like most important channel will be the channel for accountability, where it being spreadsheet that we use, or journal, whatever, and it could be easily, any fifth grader can read it or whatever, or any young boy or like an 8-year-old can read it. So, or a girl. So, I want the accountability part to be a main aspect of this channel. That's the most important thing. And also another idea is having your own partner, someone that you constantly correspond with on a day-to-day basis, and you tell each other, you show each other the times that you put in and everything, and you say like, hey, today I felt very strong with studying, and I studied for this long, but I'm very tired, so I'm gonna go ahead and say my prayers and go to sleep, and hopefully tomorrow's a better day, or so like it's gonna be like a reflection diary as well, and it doesn't have to be like all like positive. It can be negative too, like, hey, I had a shitty day, and I wish I didn't study, but I did a walk and I came back and I learned the concept. So it can be used similarly. It doesn't have to be all fucking angels and unicorns, because we all know the world doesn't run like that. It's just tough. This is for the toughest people. All right, so I expect people to be hurting and to be feeling discomfort. Right. Keep in mind that the only reason I'm being hard is because the whole point of this is for people who actually want to work on themselves, people who want to be better, who want to better themselves. And sometimes all we need is a little nudge from someone else, a little pep talk, or that little social support system, because we don't get it nowhere else. Right. So sometimes that's all we need to get through people with the same pain, same discomfort. There's plenty of people who were polymaths before us. It's not because they had maybe they did have some innate talents, but some of them, put in the work. And I'll name a few. There's a Renaissance man, the way they used to call him, like Leibniz, Blaise Pascal, John von Neumann. There's a lot, right? So don't think that. I mean, actually, even like your common experts in medical right now, a lot of them are polymaths. A lot of people are polymaths. They don't even know it, and they have a lot of skills that 10 years ago, like 100 years ago, one person would not be able to master all those subjects, right? So we can do it. It's not a matter of that we can't. We just gotta optimize everything. We gotta everything that we do should be a conscious decision. Winning, studying, learning should be a conscious decision. It should hurt, but we should be relaxed, and we should know how to optimize whatever we're learning, whether it be diet, lifestyle, health, sleep, hygiene. So that's basically what I want out of my vision. So if anyone else has any input or any ideas, please go ahead and message me on my Discord, or I might post this on Reddit as well. So if you're on Reddit, just message me directly and I'll try to respond to everything. Currently I am moving in July, so I'm pretty busy, but it doesn't excuse me from doing what I have to do to manage this group. And I'm trying my hardest still, either way, every day, to get it a little bit done, day by day. So I'm gonna be a little bit stressed, but it's all right. I'll still be active if this group does start, if anyone else is interested. But closing remarks is, don't join this group if you're not willing to put in the work. That's simple. I don't care about being politically correct. I don't want any pussies here, to be honest, or any soft-hearted people. We need people who are hard on themselves. And that's it. I hope that people out there with similar mindsets, reach out to me. People who are willing to go through the struggle and find a way to make it work always. I hope someone's out there. I'm excited for this, and I don't care if no one else is in the ride with me right now, because I've been doing this on my own for a while. So, all right. Have a good day, or good night, or good morning. Be safe with coronavirus. If you're in the States, try not to go riding or doing stuff that will get you hurt. Bye-bye. I'm out.